welcome back. The United States has told Israel it must be fully transparent over an airstrike that killed dozens of people at a UN school in central Gaza on Thursday. The Israeli military confirmed it had conducted a precise strike on a Hamas compound in the school. A spokesperson for the Israeli Defense Forces, Daniel Hagari, made the assertion while speaking in Tel Aviv. He claimed that Israeli forces had delayed the strike twice until precise intelligence indicated there were no women or children in the area.
The IDF conducted a precise intelligence-based strike, targeted dozens of Hamas and Islamic Jihad terrorists hiding inside a UN school in Gaza. Some of these terrorists participated in the Hamas massacre of October 7th. I will soon reveal the identities of some of the terrorists we eliminated. The terrorists were operating from this UN school. They were planning and conducting attacks from inside classrooms of this UNRWA school. Our precise strike was based on concrete intelligence from multiple sources. The terrorists inside this school were planning more attacks against Israelis, some of them imminent. We stopped a ticking time bomb. This is what it was. Our intelligence indicated that the terrorists were operating from inside these three classrooms. We delayed our strike twice because we identified civilians in the area. We had aerial surveillance that had been monitoring the Hamas compound for a few days. We conducted the strike once our intelligence and surveillance indicated that there were no women or children inside the Hamas compound, inside those classrooms.
Meanwhile, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to address a joint meeting of the U.S. Congress on July 24, setting the stage for what is expected to be a contentious speech at a crucial moment for the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Congressional leaders confirmed the date of the address late on Thursday. It comes after Mr. Netanyahu was formally invited to speak before lawmakers last week, despite mounting political divisions over Israel's military assault on Gaza. Netanyahu's appearance in the U.S. Congress is expected to be controversial and met with plenty of protests by pro-Palestinian demonstrators. Well, speaking of protests, students protesting in support of Palestine were removed by police officers in front of Madrid's Complutense University on Thursday. The students were dispersed after prolonged demonstrations on the premises. Many of the protesters who set up tents blocking traffic near a metro stop demanded the universities cut relations with Israel. The police response included at least 20 vans and over 100 riot police officers from the police intervention units who arrived an hour before the removal. Meanwhile, pro-Palestinian students clashed with police in The Hague on Thursday as they attempted to break through to the Ministry of Education, Culture and Science during protests against educational cooperation with Israel. The protest in The Hague is part of a larger wave of student protests across Europe, which began in mid-April in response to the war in the Gaza Strip.
A group of students from the Netherlands, from all its universities, students protesting for Palestinian rights and for cutting ties with institutions in Israel that are complicit in the violation of Palestinian rights through genocide, apartheid and occupation, came together in The Hague to protest the fact that the Ministry of Education has been silent on the genocide in Gaza and has been preventing or has been saying that Dutch universities should not cut ties with Israeli universities, even though we have evidence and we have documented that the Israeli universities and a lot of Israeli companies are part and parcel and complicit in the current genocide happening in Gaza and all these other crimes Israel commits against Palestinians. We started with a group of students with a demonstration outside the central station in The Hague, We wanted to march to the Ministry of Education, which is very close by, but instead of letting us exercise our democratic rights and protest in front of the ministry, the police decided and the mayor decided that we could not be allowed to protest in front of the ministry. They used a lot of force to push us back. Several people were injured. Some have had to go to the hospital and have gone there now. And we ended up being pushed back into this park, and some people behind me are now meeting to see what else we can do. But for now, the action has ended.
The United Nations has held a memorial service in New York to honor the lives of personnel who died in the line of duty in 2023. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said the agency owes full accountability to the families and loved ones of the slain workers. 188 United Nations workers lost their lives in 2023 in conflict zones. Among them were aid workers who died saving lives in Gaza.